got my first allotment of beers from the Artisanal Imports from their New York rep, Alex, a great guy. When I met him at a bar called Dive Bar 96, which is a great craft beer bar in New York City in the Upper West Side. I'll include a link to their site below in this blog post or YouTube video. And as you see here, I have a lot of different beers, a lot of really cool, unique beers. So a bunch are probably Belgian and English beers you've heard of, and a bunch are from another importing company, which is teaming up with Artisanal Imports, called ABM. And they're importing a lot of Belgian craft beers. So a lot of them you might not have heard of, but I'm still going to review them just to shed light and spread the word about them. So if you can find them, then you should try them. And especially now that Artisanal Imports is bringing them to the United States. So, and one of the reasons Alex actually told me that they're bringing them to the United States is because, like in England, where like breweries like Fuller's own a lot of bars, the same thing. A lot of bigger breweries there, have stake in a lot of different beer bars, and the smaller breweries have a very hard time getting in there. So they rather export it to make money off their beer than be stuck without draft lines in Belgium. So I'm going to show you, first I'm going to show you the beers that you might know already, and then I'll show you the beers that are a little more rare or new to the American market. So first of all, the two of those breweries that you might know of are the St-Feuillien brewery from Belgium. So they make some very good beers, and so I got two of their glasses. This is specifically their Saison glass. He said he would give me a bunch more glassware, but that's all he could grab me from their warehouse, which they share with the SKI beer distributor, which is like one of the bigger distributors in the New York area, at least in New York City. So from St-Feuillien, I got a bunch of their beers. He couldn't give me all the beers that I requested on a list I gave him after I looked over their website, but this is a really nice variety. So the first is their Special, which is I believe a Belgian strong dark ale. It's brewed every year. It's like their holiday beer, like a Cuvée de Noël type beer. So that's that one. It comes in at $7.50. And then another $7.50 is their Brune, which I've actually never had before, and it's like a double. So it should be good. I haven't had a double, and I might brew a Belgian double sometime soon. So it'd be cool to have a Brune from Belgium, an authentic one. And then their year-round triple, which I've definitely had. Might have even had it on tap. And actually the bar, Dive Bar 96 I went to, has dedicated, only in America, the dedicated St-Feuillien draft system with really nice Perlick taps and 4 dedicated St-Feuillien beers on tap year-round. It's pretty cool. I should go back there. And then in a can, they can their Saison. I believe I've had this before. I told him I wasn't a huge fan of it when I tried it in can, but I'm still going to give it an honest review. I did drink other beers at the time when I tried it, so my palate might not have been 100%, but I think they dry hop it in the can to try to get some of that dryness you would get from a bottle conditioned Saison. Then from another less well known, but I'm sure some of you have heard of, the De Proef brewery. This is from the Brewmasters collection. It's La Grande Blanche. It's a 7.5% bottle conditioned Imperial Belgian wit. So I'm looking forward to that. And he said that they don't get so much of their beers because there's not as much of a demand, but I told him I'd help him spread the word so that their company could sell more De Proef beers. And they're mainly known amongst beer geeks for collaborating with breweries like Cigar City, and I think they did one with Tommy Arthur from Lost Abbey a few years ago. They did one with Hair of the Dog called Flanders Fred. So that's what they're really known for, but their other beers, he said he wants me to help him spread the word, so I'm more than happy to do that. Next, from La Trappe, another one of the great Trappist breweries. I got their quad, their regular quad, and then batch 9 of their oak-aged quad, which I believe is, they switch up the barrels every time. So I believe this one is actually aged in cognac barrel. So when I review it, I'll give you the exact barrel information, but I'm pretty sure that this one was the cognac barrel version. Then from the Bastille's Brewery, which you might have heard of, their Cuvée de Jacobins Rouge, which is an amazing Flemish sour red. And this is their Oud Bruin called Vanderginst, which I've heard of. I think I've seen it in stores, but I've never actually tried it. So he gave me 2 bottles of that. So if I really like it, I'll probably age it, even though it's only 5.5%. And then a classic triple, which I've had many times and enjoyed, is the Triple Carmelier. I'll have to get my big, huge Triple Carmelier glass from home in New Jersey, my parents' house, to make sure that I could review this with the proper glassware. Then, actually, one beer I forgot from St-Feuillien is their Grand Cru. This is I believe, an Imperial Blonde Ale, which is, it's 9.5%, so it's like a Belgian strong pale ale. So a bunch of St-Feuillien. I'll probably have to either do a blog post where I review all their beers, or do videos of some and text of the others. We'll see. I looked up information on the next 2 beers on Rate Beer, and it says they're retired. So I don't know if you guys can ever get these. It was contract brewed in Belgium. Called this brewery, Lupus Belgium. It's called Wolf. This is their 9, which is 8.9% alcohol, and then this is their Wolf 7, which is 7.4%. So I don't know much about them, but it says it's brewed with barley and wheat. So I'll probably do a text review of those, because if they're retired, then you guys probably can't get them unless they're bringing them back to, out of retirement. But I'll probably do a text review of those. And then before we get into the specific, smaller, more niche Belgian beers, I'll do the couple English beers that he sent me. One is a very well-known brewery, Meantime, which I don't think I've ever had anything from. So he gave me their coffee porter, so I'm looking forward to trying that. And then from Bateman's, which I know the Viking Ale beer review did this one, the Bateman's Mocha Porter, which is brewed with coffee and chocolate. Then, again, moving on to the more niche beers, this is a really cool beer. Some of these I think might be vintage beers, because they're very small breweries, and I don't know how old they are, but this is called Lupulus Ale from Brasserie Les Three Forets. I can't really pronounce it. But apparently the guy who brews this beer is a brewer that helped formulate the La Chouffe beers, which I love, and you might have heard of Brasserie La Chouffe. So this is a Belgian strong pale ale brewed with like Belgian hops and I think thyme, so it should be interesting. I'll definitely look up more information before I review it. And another cool beer is called a Prioris Saison, which I believe he told me was brewed with Amarillo hops, which are an American hop. So it should be pretty cool. This is a 6% Saison, so I should probably review it pretty soon. And then a really, really cool beer, which is like a resurrected style, brewed with, like, I have an article here that I was reading, I'll link it to you below. This is called Seif beer. It's like a resurrected beer style, and won a 2012 gold in the World Beer Cup, so I'm sure it's great. It's brewed with like barley, wheat, buckwheat, and oats, so it should be really interesting beer. And it's 6.5% ABV, so pretty drinkable Belgian beer. A really cool cap, actually, and label, so that's one for me on my list of really unique beers that I don't get to try because of this, thanks to Alex from Artisanal Imports. Okay, so for the last 3 beers are actually really cool beers. This is from a brewery called BOM, or Belgian Original Malt Bakery and Brewery, which means that they actually roast and bake, I guess they call, their own malts and then use them in the beer. So it should get their own very unique character. Which not many breweries in the world do this. So it gave me 2 beers, which I guess are brother and sister, because this is called a Triporteur from Hell, which I'll give you more information on when I review it. And then this is the Tripoteur from Heaven. So it should be cool to do a side-by-side of these two beers. And then last but not least, this is another beer that is supposed to be really dry because it fermented down to 1.000. It's brewed by a really small brewery. It's supposed to be like a champagne style beer. It's supposed to be as like an aperitif. It's brewed by a guy who has a day job, according to Alex, at Artisanal Imports, but he brews beer and sells it in really small quantities. So I'm looking forward to reviewing this beer. It's 8.9%, so it should be pretty sellerable. So I don't know when I'll get to it, but it should be pretty good. I really love Belgian beers, and I'm thankful to Alex from Artisanal Imports for giving me all these great beers. I'll probably have to post this in its own video, but again, thanks to Alex from Artisanal Imports for all these great beers, and I look forward to reviewing them for you guys. And if you guys see any interesting Belgian beers in your area, whether you live in America or not, definitely give them a try, because a lot of the tradition that they're inspired by to brew their own cool beers is unique in itself. Even if they might be inspired by American craft beer, they have their own tradition which they're using to brew really unique, really homegrown style, really hearty and authentic beers. So again, I'm teaming up with Artisanal Imports because I want to promote the tradition behind Belgian and British beers. So again, look forward to all these reviews, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.